Use a Tuesday evening after the long holiday weekend, and this tremendous stretch of very much midsummer type of weather continues. Plenty of sunshine, no concern about storms right now, and temperatures that, you got to maybe tweak the air conditioning in the car a little bit.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know. I mean, knowing Megan, she's had it on at the house too, but
but she gets cold.
Fresh
she gets cold. She likes it this warm, right?
I do like it this warm. And you know what, Pete? We are talking about, not for sure, but the potential, right, for a heat wave. But that would have to be 3 days of 90 in a row, right?
Exactly right. And we're pretty darn close to that in our forecast, as you'll see. Regardless if we officially get 90, 90, 90, you know it's been very warm, and the thermometer is going higher. Once again, feeling like the middle of summer. So let's talk about what's new and next, because this isn't going to last forever. Just remember, the normal high is 73. It's not unusual to get this very warm or hot, but one of these days is going to be pretty close to breaking a record. We've got higher highs, which means everybody, other than maybe the shoreline of Lake Ontario, should be well into the 80s. And like Megan mentioned, we've got some opportunities at 90 or higher soon. You'll see that in a second. We continue with this dry duration. Despite it being so warm and even hot at times, you might be wondering, well, why aren't there any showers and storms at least isolated popping up? A couple of reasons. Number one, have you noticed how dry it is? Meaning not just the fact that it hasn't rained, but it's not humid. That's one factor. The other factor is that there's a lid on the atmosphere, preventing anything more than a couple of puffy clouds to pop up. And the third thing is there's no trigger like a front moving through, at least not yet. We do have some changes coming. We finally have, dare I say, a chance of a passing scattered shower or thunder shower in a couple of days, and eventually temperatures start backpedaling. But first, we're talking about near record levels. Tomorrow, my forecast high is 89, just shy of the record of 92. And this is what Megan was mentioning. I'm forecasting almost a heat wave, and if my forecast is off by 1 degree, could we have a heat wave? It's certainly possible. The best chance of getting a record high is Thursday for June 1st. 92 would break the old record of 91. Not going to get a record on Friday. For June 2nd, it's one of only 10 times on record Syracuse has ever made 100 or better. It's very difficult to get to 100. We're going to get into 93 or so, but not going to break that record. Anyway, any clouds developing this evening move away, and it's a clear sky, around 60 for most places, with some low to mid 50s for the coolest countryside. And yet again, another repeat performance skywise with lots of sunshine. And during the afternoon, a couple of clouds billow up. Temperatures for most of us between 83 and 88. And like I've mentioned, Syracuse may briefly be just short of 90, slightly cooler right on the shoreline of Lake Ontario. Wednesday night, more of the same. It's quiet. It's calm. Thursday, we've shown you that we should be in the upper 80s to lower 90s, but again, not bubbling up anything more than a few clouds because there's no trigger, there's not enough humidity, and there's no fronts moving through. But eventually, at the end of Friday, I did want to show you, moving in from Lake Placid, after a day that's hot again, sun and clouds, there is an opportunity for a bubbling shower or thunderstorm. Best chances would be Oneida Lake north and east, but I can't rule out one to cross central New York during the afternoon at a high of 93. Saturday, a little lower. 82 is still above average, though. Clouds, sun, scattered showers. Small chance of a shower Sunday, more refreshing, 77. Now, you see Tuesday, 69. As we go to the Stanley Lost Skywatch, there are indications that maybe 1 or 2 days next week, or maybe more, will not get out of the 60s. That's going to feel a lot different than what we have now back inside.
Pete, thank you. Coming up on NBC3 News at 5, time